is Per Nyström and I'm the developer of the Chartagon board games, and today I'm going to show you how to set up and play Traces, one of the 4 games in the Chartagon series. And let's start with the setup. So you open up the box, and the box itself is actually the board. So let's put it maybe like this. And inside the box I've got the rules. I already know the rules, so I'm gonna put this one over here because here's a timeline. I need to use this during the game. And there's also 2 placeholders for the food cards. Okay, the back of the box is also part of an island, and I can place these islands any way I want. I'm gonna put them like this. And inside there's a smaller box with all the cards and markers which are part of the group. And it's pretty good to look at these because there are some details that you need to use. For example, here on the vertical side of this box there is a cave, and on the other side there's some broken letters saying only way up, but you need ladder. Okay, so you can't get up here until you've got the ladder. And when you move your markers, you can't cross black lines. So depending on how you arrange these islands, you can make it more or less difficult. So I'll put it like that. And the players, they look like this. Like this. There's a grid and a tile which says all players start here. So let's pretend that we're playing with three players. Let's just put them there. There's an orange marker which is not a player. That's to keep track of which day it is. It's supposed to be on day 1. There's a die which we can put over here, and then there are the cards. So to complete the map, you find all the cards with a grid and place them somewhere on the map, and make sure that you have a glowing symbol faced up. That means that you haven't actually found what's in there. So let's just put them here. This is a pretty special card. It's a map card which you don't place on an island but next to it. So it's the bathing cliffs. So let's put it over here. That looks good. The moraine, pond. Ooh, the garden ruins. Birches. Then there are some cards which says food. You place them on this placeholder which says place unused food here. We'll just put all of them over there. Doesn't matter if you have them face up or backside up. And then there are some cards which has backsides that look like this. These are discovery cards and should just be placed on the table like this. finally we've got this card. It's the boat, and it starts with the red text up. It says the boat needs rudder and sails. And we're going to place it next to the players. Okay, so that's how you set up the island, and it's time to start playing. And to play, you look on this paper. The rule says repeat step 1 to 5 until you win or die. So step 1, start a new day. Move the orange marker to the next day. Step 2, eat some food. That means you take one of your food cards, flips it and puts it on the other spot. Step 3 is to use the boat, but we can't use it because we don't have any rudder and sails. So we just have to skip that for now and go to step 4, move. And in the move phase, all the players can move any number of squares. They can move everywhere, but they can't cross black lines. So yellow can't get over to this interesting location. Actually, the only place the players can go to is this one, which is the rocky beach. So blue player go to rocky beach, and yellow player go to rocky beach, and green stays on a green square. Then, after moving, we go to step 5, which is the search phase. So, you can search for two things. Either you can search for things at the glowing symbols, or you can search for food at any green square of the map. So green searches for food, which is very easy. You always succeed. And you can flip one of these cards back. The thing is that you can only search for food once on one island. So if blue decided to search for food, he can't flip another card. To flip more than one card during one day, another player has to go to another island. Okay, so that's searching for food. The other thing you can search for is the glowing symbols. And that's also very easy. You just take the dice, and if you roll 1, 2 or 3, you can take the corresponding card. So now yellow tries to search for something, roll the dice, and voila, gets 1. That means he succeeds and can take the card with the matching symbol. So Rocky Beach, it's this one, and I can tell you, at Rocky Beach you find rudder and sails for the boat, and it says flip the boat card. And then we flip the boat card and we can use the boat. Great! So blue player is also at Rocky Beach, but there is nothing more to find, so we can just skip past that turn. And that's the end of action 5. Then you repeat this, you start a new day. Okay, you move. That's number 1. Number 2, you eat. Number 3, you use the boat. So all of the player takes a boat and can go with the boat to any place where there's a marker saying boat landing. So you can go to these places. We've got a boat landing here, 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 yeah, and here on the bathing rocks. So let's say that all players go here to the bathing rocks. So the boat can only go to one landing during one day, so they all have to go here. And then we go to step 4, move, and yellow player decides to go to the garden ruins, blue player decides to go to the labyrinth, and green can go up here and still have unlimited moves and will go to the pond. Then it's number 5 where they search for things. So yellow starts, search for something at the garden ruins. Yes, and finds something. So yellow player flips this card so that the symbol is hidden and can take 2 of the matching cards. And just takes this one. Oh, it was a bad thing, but it must have been something good as well. Also found the rope for the cliff. So that was very good. We got a rope. We got a bad thing. I'll skip that now because you can just read on the card what happens. And then blue player doesn't find anything because you roll it at 6, and green player roll a number 3 and succeeds. Flips the card to hide the symbol and take a matching symbol. And got a spade. Okay. And then that's the end of number 5, so we go back and start a new day. And now the day has a different color. It's marked with blue, so we're supposed to read what happens. And it says, wind is picking up and dark clouds come closer. There will be a storm tomorrow. Roll a dice to get the storm's direction. 1 is from the north, 2 is from the east, 3 is from the south, and 4 is from the west. 5 and 6 we roll again. We got a 3. That means that the storm comes from the south, and you got the direction, the different directions, just next to the lighthouse. So you can see that the storm is coming from this side, blowing this direction. And it also says here, remember to move the boat to the opposite side of an island already today. Okay. So we can't leave the boat here, it will be crashed by the storm, so we need to move it. But before we do that, we're still at number 2, and we have to eat. And then number 3 is to use the boat. And blue player takes the boat and places it over here to get some shelter from the storm. And moves up to here, the birches, whatever. And then players move, they roll the dice to search, and they eventually find some cards, and there's a new day. And when we start the new day, it's black. That means there's a storm, and as you remember, it comes from the south. It says, there's a fierce storm today, and it's impossible to do anything but stay in shelter the whole day and eat. If the boat is not landed leeward of an island, which it is, at the opposite side of the storm's direction, it will be smashed against the rocks and the game is over. And if a player cannot stay leeward of a vertical cliff, or stay in the lighthouse or the boat, 1 food ration is destroyed by the storm. So today all of the markers can go and hide here and take shelter like that. We can't do anything today but eat. So we take 1 food card, place it over here, and there's a new day. And this is how you play traces. Might feel a bit complicated at first, but it's actually quite easy once you get the hang of it, and you can play it as a logical puzzle. You can decide yourself how difficult you want this game to be. You can use some of the cards in different ways, like here's a suspension bridge, so you can make it harder like this. And on the web page you've got a few islands that you can try to play. And some of them also have some extra rules. For example, the suspension bridge is broken and you need the rope to get it, so on. So when I play this, I quite often play it on my own as a solitaire game. So sometimes I consider this a multiplayer solitaire game. Another thing about the game is that you learn where different things are. And that is by design, so it's not a bad thing. It's part of learning the game. The first time you play it, it will not be the same game as the third or fourth time you play it. And I hope that you actually try this the first time, because I think you will enjoy it.